What is up, my skibbity slicers? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Anyway. We're back. I said I wasn't sure if I was gonna do any more content on this game. But I clearly am. I mean, there's your answer. We're here. We are the skibbity slicers. So we haven't unlocked any of this stuff. But we're going to continue our career mode here, and we're going to try to get through the second square here, yeah. As I've said when I was doing other stuff, like, I've been trying to look for games that I can actually make a lot of stuff on. And as you can see, this total career mode is 1,918 missions. That's a lot. So that's good though, because that means that, you know, that gives us a lot of stuff we can do with it. So we're going to use our BMW here, or at least for now. And yeah, so like I said, I wanted to do this, and then my next one I wanted to do for racing games was Trackmania, and I was going to try and buy the club membership so I could use the car, get certain skins, but the only club membership I could find was for a year's worth and was like $25, which isn't too bad, but I don't even know how much I'm going to play the game, so I'm not going to bother with getting the club stuff. I'm just going to play the regular game for a bit, whenever I know that you have a limit after a while when it comes to how much you can play, so pretty much once I hit the limit on this, I'll probably begin recording my Trackmania playthrough. I say playthrough, I don't really think there's a career mode or anything in it, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I put off making a second part to this for a while, because in my own head I was overthinking and doubting a lot of, you know, what I wanted to do, and there's just a lot of things that have been going on, so I wasn't exactly sure, you know, the general. I mean, I keep trying to sugarcoat it, but I think by the time you're seeing this, I'll already have the news posted. So obviously, as I've probably announced by now, my fiance is pregnant, so we are expecting, you know, our first baby. I am a father, or I will be a father at the end of July. So that's, you know, I'm very excited for that. And obviously with a baby comes a lot of expenses, a lot of anxiety, a lot of, you know, doubting yourself, a lot of it's just a lot in general, in and of itself. It is a I'm not buying this. leave me alone. Apparently the season ends in 3 days, so that's funny. But the point is, there's a lot of things that come with a baby, and you can't really just afford to go and buy, you know, a whole bunch of new games all the time and such. So I have been spending a lot of time, as I've said even on my streams, I've spent a lot of time purposely trying to find games like this where I'm not paying out my ass for a bunch of stuff, and it gives me enough to do where I can spend a solid month or two playing it. And that's another reason why I've been like replaying older games that I've played on my channel before and such, is because, you know, I want to make sure that I'm not cheaping out and being, you know, I'm not going to spend a bunch of money on a game for myself that like I said, for example, the Trackmania Club, that's $25 for a year. That's not horrible. I don't hate that as a price, but that's for a club membership for a game that I don't even know if I'll want to play. I might pay $25 for a year of the club membership and then hate the game. There's always that possibility. So why would I spend that money on that? And I had to. So a lot of the reason you've been seeing a lot of just the same couple of things uploaded is because it's just been a lot of self-doubt, a lot of, I'm playing a game and I'm saying out loud in the video, like, oh, this is my kind of plan, and then I don't end up doing that because I start doubting myself. I start trying to because I so desperately want to still kind of have something going on while I'm helping with this baby, because it's mine. I don't know why I say helping. While I am parenting, while I am, because I don't intend on going anywhere. But obviously, I have to change my schedule, because now my life revolves around making sure that this baby is happy and healthy and safe. And that's more important to me than anything. So, like I said, I can't be throwing money into the wind on a game that I don't know if I'll even play. Oh shit, fuck. I did not work out. I can't be doing that. That's not something that I can really risk doing right now. So that's why I've been playing a lot of games like this, and a lot of, Fortnite and Injustice and stuff that I'm not spending really any money on. I do still have Fortnite Crew, but I think I've kind of voiced to my fiance that the intention is to kind of cancel that relatively soon. The next season starts in May. I was going to cancel it if it's a Star Wars event in that season, because it usually is, then I'm going to not cancel it. I'm going to cancel it in June. Is the intention, probably anyway. Because I'm more focused on higher priorities. And I remember years ago, one of my big goals was that when it came to, life in general, was that YouTube was not going to be a big focus of mine when and if I ever had a kid. And obviously now I'm getting to that point. But, it's kind of been officially more or less decided, even by the government, that I can't work like a full-time job. So I'm going to end up being the stay-at-home parent, and that's fine. Like, I've got no issue with that. The issue that comes in then is, what am I going to do when I'm not, once my kids are in school, once I'm, got everything done I need done for the day or whatever, so, okay, I've got a refill. But yeah, my point more so is just that I don't really know, so it's good to have hobbies, so that my entire life isn't revolving around cleaning or cooking or whatever. And I love cooking, and I love, like, tonight I'm making a ramen stir fry. One of my favorite things. I'm not a big rice fan. I know that's like a weird thing, because like everybody likes rice, but like I don't. I'm not a massive fan of rice. Crazy, I know. I don't know if it's the texture or if it's because I think it's bland, but it's never been a thing. So when I make a stir fry, I usually make it with noodles instead of rice. So, also, we just maxed out this pass. Also, yeah, if you get the Unite pass, you get unlimited gas tank, but I don't care enough to do that. I'm sure if we get to a point in the career where it's like, you need to pay to get to this point, I'm going to tell the game to fuck off. And I'll probably do some daily events and such, and then I'll move on to other games. I know that March 14th is the beginning of the new Rocket League season. so I intend to try and play that. I haven't played that game in a long time. I did a stream kind of testing it out when I was bored, to see if it was something I was potentially interested in picking back up, because I hadn't played it since 2022. Back when I wasn't making any content, it was just a game I played as a hobby on the side, when I was off work and such. But yeah. As for God of War 3, no way, that was so quick. Why was that so fast? That was like oddly fast. I'm good. I don't want to claim, I don't even want to multiply, because I made so little from that I'm not really that worried about it. But that was very strange. How many flags are in this total, in this version of the career? Alright, so it's 10 levels. I'm kind of like upset that okay, well, I'm not going to use this car, but I want to click, yeah, I know I'm below the rank, I'm going to upgrade, yeah, thank you, that was the intention, was to upgrade. So the reason that I am playing this on PS4, I think should be obvious, because I'm making, I mentioned I wanted to play some mobile games for my channel, because I know that they can, but I downloaded a couple of them, and it was so bad with the ads and such. I was just like, this is unplayable. Like, half the footage is just going to be ads that I have to cut out. And I don't want anything to do with that. So, alright. Yeah, see, these are the packs that they make you watch ads for, but now it's, you get a certain amount a day on the PS4 version, and I would rather have that than have to, because I had this game on my phone, and I was like, oh, okay, that's not so bad, and then I had to watch an ad every time I leveled up one of my things, every time it was ridiculous, quite frankly ridiculous. So I didn't even want to do it. I was like, okay, yeah, this isn't worth, I'll get it on the PlayStation, I'll see. I made that first video like a month ago that was like 20 minutes, and I had such a much better time that I was like, okay, I'm not playing this on my phone ever again. So but yeah, so I intended to save this for when I hit 250 subs. I was going to make a site on Google Sites and kind of use that as a weekly blog for when I'm not really making content. But I think even if I haven't hit that amount by, August, I think I'm still going to do that, because I don't know when or how much content I'll be able to make, because I'm obviously going to be way busy, and I can't spend all day sitting on social media. So what I would rather do is just type up one big blog post every like week or two detailing what's been up, and that kind of a thing. So that's what I might do. We'll see. I know it's kind of like an obsolete platform to use like Google Sites out of anything, but whatever. Alright, yeah, let's yeah, I actually intended to do this last night. I did that Daredevil skin showcase thing on Fortnite, but I was so exhausted by the end of it, because yesterday I was running around all day, so I was so exhausted by the time I was done with that Fortnite game, like that Fortnite Daredevil thing, that I just said no. Like, I legitimately turned my console off, and I rolled over and I fell asleep, and I was out for 14, 15 hours. It was bad. I slept from about 9:45 p.m. until about 10:30 a.m. and then I was still tired. So I now have one of my friends sent me money for an energy drinks because I am nothing without caffeine. I need my caffeine, and it's going to be just so much worse when I have to be up at night with a baby. But like, I don't mind necessarily. I don't sleep a whole lot. That's the issue. So I'll be up for almost 3 days, 72 hours straight, and then finally sleep. But the issue is, you know, I need to get into a bit more, yeah. So, like, anyway. I am definitely excited because I believe it's tomorrow. Today's March 5th on the day I'm recording this. By the time you're seeing it, this has already all happened, but the intention was that tomorrow I was going to continue posting stuff for my web series Adam Investigates, as well as my plan is to make the baby announcement way before you guys have seen even this Asphalt video, because I try to get like weeks worth or so of Asphalt. Like, I don't know, I usually try to have a good chunk of content pre-recorded so that on the days where I'm very busy, I just hit a couple of buttons and I can still get content up there. That's why you'll see me post on the community tab and be like, I'm not really sure if I can you know, make stuff today, but then I'm still posting because I've already got it there. It's already been recorded months prior sometimes, but I'm very much so out. All needed. Well, that can give me 3, so that'll bring me up to there, and then that'll be fine. Okay. I could see myself beating this chapter today, so that's good. But yeah, I think it was Marvel Contest of Champions and Marvel Strike Force that I was like, I wouldn't mind making videos on these. When it came to mobile games, like there's a couple different Marvel ones and such that I'm like, these wouldn't be bad. But like I said, the issue just comes in when there's so many ads all the time that it becomes near impossible to actually play the game. And like, I get it because they have to make revenue somehow, but at the same time, if they're able to put this game on console with no ads, and that's fine, then they should be able to do it on mobile with no ads just as fine too. And because it's free to play on here, I didn't have to pay for this version, so, you know, why am I getting ads on the free mobile? It's dumb. I think it's stupid. I think you're very capable of making a mobile game without all the ads. Oh wow. Another gas refill. Oh. Oh, I got a car. I'm down. Oh, it's a Chevy. That's not bad. And then we'll claim this tier 4 pack. Yeah, just claim it all. I think that's the one I just did. Alright. So this one's not high enough. But I'm gonna use this one anyway. This is the one I've been using. No, do not turn touch drive on. Absolutely not. Lick my taint. I think there's some little side things before the next main part of the career, so I could look into those before I leave today, after I'm done the career, like done my career thing for today. Alright. I am worried about claiming for this one. I tried pumpkin spice Cheerios this morning for breakfast. It was nice. They weren't too bad. I'm kind of like a sucker for pumpkin spice, admittedly. That's one of the few things on this planet that I become the most like average white person over is pumpkin spice. But I'm very much that way with like everything that's like that's like slightly Halloween or fall coded, because I was born in October. My birthday's in October, so right around that time of year I'm always getting excited, right? And it's just always suited me. I'm not really sure what comes. It's one of those chicken egg situations where I'm not sure what came first. Me being born in a spooky month molding me into liking the spooky month, or me liking the spooky month happening to... Words aren't making sense in my brain. Okay. My point being, I'm not sure if being born in fall contributed to my liking of fall, or if my enjoyment of the fall weather made me anticipate my birthday more. That's more what I'm saying. So, but whatever the case, I've always loved Halloween. I've always liked Halloween pretty much as Christmas. Like, even though it wasn't involving getting gifts, like I've even said it, and luckily my fiance agrees that like when it comes to Halloween, like we want to go all out as much as possible. We're probably not going to be able to, but like especially once you know our kid is old enough to actually remember it, we want to get like good costumes and stuff for it. So we still don't know if it's a boy or a girl. We're not going to be doing all those gender reveal bullshit parties and such. We're just gonna find out and go from there, so that way we can be a bit more prepared than usual. So I'll obviously be kind of announcing that when I know. So alright, awesome. Yeah, we've got a new thing. No, I'm not worried about multiplying this time either. I think we're almost done with this part of the career. Okay, unlocked a new season. That's another... I've unlocked multiplayer, I don't really care. And then this is the last part of that, and then 10 tokens. I want to check... Yeah, so there's... Yeah, see, there's these... And then for my, this goes into this, so that's what I'll be doing next time, this Class D novice here. These are also extras though, and I don't know what they are, so I'm interested in checking them out today. seeing what they are if they unlock for me. Oh, there it is. And then, oh man, that was, my arm popped good there, jeez. Oh man, this is like a boss fight, more or less. I know it's a racing game, but you get my point. Alright. Oh no. It's Jackson Storm versus Lightning McQueen, but in a realistic world. Like, literally. Look at the two cars. Tell me that's not just Jackson Storm and Lightning McQueen. I actually haven't seen the third Cars movie. I haven't seen the second one since it came out either, actually, now that I think about it. I never saw the third one. And the second one, I didn't see it in theaters, but I saw it. It was on Netflix or something, like way before Disney Plus was a thing. And I watched it probably 2012, when my brother was little. Like, he's the one who wanted to watch it. I never liked it. Even as a kid, I was like, Cars 2, stinky pinky. Like, I never, and so I don't think I bothered with the third one. I remember when the third one came out, like, when they revealed the posters and stuff, I was like, oh shit, this looks like it could actually be a really, good movie. And then I heard good things, but I just don't think I ever took the time. I went through a bad phase early in high school where if it didn't involve, like, death and murder and, like, being spooky and shit, that I was not interested. Like, all I watched or read or played were, like, murder mystery stuff or, like, Rick and Morty, and, like, I was just an edgy teenager, all in all. Very much an edgelord. Which is just not who I am. Like, I like horror movies, and I like, that kind of stuff, don't get me wrong, but I'm really not, at heart, that much of an I mean, I do have a really edgy sense of humor. Like, I can totally admit that in my private group chats, I've said some pretty messed up shit, just for the humor, and, like, my Instagram Reels algorithm is horrible. I'm not gonna say, like, I don't have an edgy sense of humor, but I think it's not all that I am. Like, that's not my whole personality. It's an aspect of my personality, right? But it's not my whole personality, So, like, that's why when I write stuff, like, I write horror. I pretty much only write horror. When it comes to my original stories, anyway. I write a lot of horror and such, because that's just what I have an interest in. And that's what I'm good at writing. But it's not my only interest in life that's why I play. That was my only interest, I'd only be playing shooters and such instead of whatever games that I find interesting, right? So anyway, I just thought it was funny that I had that. I never ended up checking that out. I never checked out the Cars TV show or whatever. So we'll see. Alright, so that's, what does this claim say? What does this say for claim? Says there's nothing. Oh, I think there's the tokens. Yeah, there is 10 tokens that I have not claimed. Okay, that's great. I wish I could see up in the corner, like, where all the currency is. I don't know. I'm sure you guys can see it but I can't. So this Class D novice thing here, that's going to be where we go next. But right now, and this Camaro thing's locked. Complete Race 9 in the Pure Muscle Car season. So this is like a side. I mean, there's still 10 of them on here, so we might just do this one next time. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. But I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Peace.